Star Wars rumors. There's nothing like a good Star Wars rumor and a shot of WTF with breakfast to get your day started. Now, before I really dig into this butt-chapping topic, I want to say that I love a good theory. Heck, I even come up with some of my own from time to time. Some pan out and some don't. That's just how these things go. But rumors are different. Rumors are said to be from those working on Star Wars projects, insiders leaking top secret information regarding the characters and plot of Star Wars. And I'm not here to discredit anyone reporting these rumors, you're just saying what's been told to you. But rumors have a tendency of making speculation look like the child sibling of a thug. Maybe that's a stupid analogy, but I'm sticking with it. In other words, rumors can have a more negative impact on a Star Wars fan than a theory or speculation, especially Star Wars fans. But maybe that's the point. I don't know. I'm not saying all Star Wars rumors are false. Some have actually happened, but those are very few and far between. For instance, how many times has any given Star Wars YouTube channel reported that Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out in the last 6 years? Has it happened? Nope. And I'm not saying it should or shouldn't happen. I'm saying those were false rumors. Rumors meant to excite a fandom into watching their videos. And it works. And not on me, but on some Star Wars fans. Then the comment section blows up with Kathleen Kennedy hate and boosts the channel even more. Okay, you do you, boo. Congratulations on figuring out the algorithm. Me, I scoff at rumors, but I don't hate on those reporting them. They figured out how to get people to watch their videos and make money. But honestly, even if Dave Filoni or anyone else well-known at Lucasfilm comes out and says, this is the entire plot of show A, B, or C before it releases, yeah, I scoff again. Why? Because they aren't going to do that unless they're trying to mislead us. Another great example is the Snoke is Darth Plagueis rumor. Yeah, we see how that bit of news turned out. And those rumors persisted even though J.J. Abrams repeatedly said Snoke was not a Sith. But now there are new rumors circulating throughout the Star Wars fandom regarding Ray Stevenson's character and that of Ivana Sakno, Baylan Skoll, and Shin Hati of the yet-to-be-released Ahsoka series. And before I go on, a quick word. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Thank you. Let's go ahead and talk about Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati from the upcoming Ahsoka series, shall we? First, I want to give credit to Akari4961 for pointing out this rumor to me. I did some investigating, and yep, there it was. I couldn't believe it. Ray Stevenson's character, Baylan Skoll, is Anakin Skywalker from the Multiverse, and Ivana Sakno's Shin Hati is a cloned Luke Skywalker. Let's let that sink in for just a moment, shall we?
3 hours later.
No, yeah, it really didn't sink in with me. I don't have all the time in the world to make sense of this theory. I'm not saying it's a stupid rumor or theory, but I am saying it's unlikely. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. No, wait, I'll tell you now. The MCU is making movies that involve the multiverse, and at first it was kind of neat. Nifty even. But it got old pretty quickly, with Ant-Man traveling to the quantum realm and spending the entire movie there, all 3 hours of it. It made many Marvel fans reject it. Even I fell asleep. And I loved the Ant-Man movies before this. It seemed more like a super long episode of Rick and Morty. It wasn't terrible, it just didn't seem to fit the rest of the MCU. But the point is, a lot of people didn't like it and felt the same way as I did. Okay, that's weird. Really, when you think about it, I had the same opinion as other people. That usually never happens. Anyways, the multiverse is being used by the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's beginning to become tiresome. Can you imagine if another Disney entity went the same path? Another Disney entity as, say, I don't know, Star Wars? Well, first of all, Star Wars isn't the Marvel Universe and should not be treated as such. It has different rules and storytelling. And just look at all the crap Star Wars has received since Disney bought Lucasfilm. The Force Awakens is too much like A New Hope. The Last Jedi is too original. The Rise of Skywalker ripped off the Dark Empire and didn't close anything. Not my words. If you've been in the Star Wars fandom more than a day, you've seen these things. If you haven't, you can go on Instagram or Twitter and look at any comment section. I mean, the damn post could be about Pokemon or any number of alien sightings in our own world, and there will be comments. At least it's better than the Star Wars sequel trilogy. I may be exaggerating a little, but you get the point. And I'm not saying this is the case for everyone. Some people just don't like the sequels for their own reasons, and that's cool. I get it. But a lot of people don't like the movies because of one factor: theories and rumors. When someone posts a rumor, Star Wars fans have a tendency to take it as gospel, that this is going to happen. And when it doesn't, instead of going back to the source of the rumor, they go after the ones who made the movies or shows. The same thing has happened with about every Star Wars project since then. From Luke Skywalker supposed to show up in the Andor series to Luke Skywalker was supposed to show up to save the Mandalorians in The Mandalorian Season 3. It didn't happen, and some Star Wars fans got pissed. But let's get back to Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati, okay? Making them Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker from another universe would be a bad choice. And I think Dave Filoni knows this. But why do some Star Wars fans believe it? Well, because they want the sequel trilogy erased, okay? And explaining that there is a multiverse where Anakin Skywalker never died but turned dark anyway would open a door for that. But it would also ruin every movie before the sequel trilogy. Another reason Dave Filoni shows this isn't going to happen is when he was talking about the world between worlds in Star Wars Rebels. He said it isn't a way to change the future. Now, does that mean he hasn't helped find another way to change the future? No, but guess who his employers are? Disney, the same people who created an entire theme park based on the sequel trilogy. Look, I don't hate on those who create these visions for what they want to see, but I do see it creating more harm than good. Most independent thinking people can discern the difference between rumors and theories and know that it may not happen. But there are some who take it as truth. Like I said, I create theories about different Star Wars projects myself as well. Before I created this channel, I thought Poe Dameron would turn out to be a Skywalker. Why? Well, look at how many times they mentioned that he was a great pilot, and how many times was it noted that both Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker were great pilots. Kind of silly connection, but it sounded like it was being emphasized for a reason. But guess what? It didn't happen. I wasn't pissed about it. I didn't take it as truth or gospel. I did think they could have done better with the character, but not necessarily in the direction I took it. I did think Snoke was a patsy, and I got that right. You win some and you lose some, but you move on and like or dislike it for other reasons. Whew, look what I've done. I've went on about how supposed Star Wars rumors can actually hurt the fandom more than I wanted to, and I got a little worked up. Let's please get back to another reason why Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati are not Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker. When directors and producers cast actors for the characters they are going to portray, they try to get someone around the same age as the characters they are going to portray. Ivana Sakno is 25 years old. At the time of the Ahsoka series, Luke Skywalker is somewhere between 28 and 30 years old. If we go off the actor's age, Luke would have had to have been cloned at the age of 3. Now, it's quite possible that this universe, Anakin never got Padme pregnant and saw through some portal that he had a son in another universe and wanted that for himself. And being the Darksider he is, and having been raised in a Jedi order that often took children from their families, he decided to just clone Luke at 3 to 5 years old, instead of taking Luke for himself. A Darksider, someone who possibly committed even more evil acts than kidnapping. A former Jedi who was used to seeing infants taken from their families. And he did not do this. It does not make sense. But I do want to go back a little. I do realize that we are all Star Wars fans. We want success for the franchise we hold so dear to us. And people who believe these supposed rumors are not stupid people. Quite the opposite. No, it's the influence some have over Star Wars fans that create this world where only their ideas are good ideas. And because of their influence, fans get upset when their favorite YouTuber, whoever it may be, is wrong. And they cheer them on. Yeah, they should have listened to you. And it isn't wrong on the influencer's part either. They think their story idea is better, and a lot of us have that kind of sense about us. But in this case, we will have to wait and see. But I assure you, Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati are not going to turn out to be Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker. Not in this universe, nor any other. If they are, I will do a special live stream and risk further stomach injury by getting stupid sloppy hammered. I will just put this out there, though. Every new character that we don't have a background on is not Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, nor Darth Vader. I'm not a negative person at all. That's why I can still enjoy Star Wars when I'm wrong. And I hope you all can too. Like it, hate it, use your own reasons, and don't let anyone influence you otherwise. We all have a right to our opinions, and we all have a right to respectfully disagree with one another. I know, I said a lot of things here that will strike a chord with some people. Yeah, but this is just my opinion. But I do try to use logic to explain my reasons. I won't apologize for that. I've come to several realizations with my recent medical emergency. Life is too short to hate, but it's also too short to let others trash the very things you love. Live life happily and enjoy the things you claim to love, and stick up for the things and people you hold dear. Tomorrow isn't promised, and if I'm gone tomorrow, I don't want my last thoughts to be ones of hate, just understanding that I love Star Wars and fought for it. Leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you think of this rumor or theory or whatever it is. If you want to just say hi, I'm down with that too. I do try to read all comments, and I respond to as many as I can. Unless those comments seem to flow from a butthole, then yeah, I'll leave the room just as I would if there were a stinky fart about. And before I go, another quick word. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. You're obviously enjoying my content. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Until the next video, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way. And positivity in the Star Wars community should be the only way.